Welcome back to part two. My name's Charlie Burton. I'm interviewing Manda Wishart here about her trading. We were just exploring in part one about her history and how she's got to where she is right now. So let's just go back to that, Amanda. So we'd got to 2017 and you had you've had this revelation, really. You've had some therapy and you've ignored my advice of quitting, but your stubbornness and your tenacity has brought you through that. And you've said, well, maybe if I don't just do what I do, with all the self-sabotage, and I just follow what someone else, what you do or whatever, then that might help me. And that's what we agreed.
Yeah, and I didn't want to let you down as well after all the time you'd spent with me.
Well, that's very kind of you to say that, but you know, I just was, you know, I was having to have some therapy myself on the back of that. So, okay, so we got into there, and then you'd made a bit of money, and so last summer, the summer of 2017, you decided, right, okay, I'm making a bit of money now, because all I'm doing is following a bit of what you're doing. I'm going to trade with my larger pot. So you've got £200,000, which not a lot of people have. A lot of retail traders don't have that. And I just want to make it clear at the moment that the reason you've got that money is because it was an inheritance, from years ago. So that's how you've had that cash. So it's a nice position to be in. And I remember we discussed before about maybe you just sinking it into a property and just buying another buy-to-let or something like that. But again, your stubbornness was like, no, I think I can make more money from this. So you put the 200,000 into a trading account and then you started trading it.
Yeah.
And okay, so where are we at now?
Well, 14 months later, I'm up by 68%.
68%, so you've made a roughly 135,000 £135,000 on your £200,000. And what you've been doing is, I've been insisting that you take money out, haven't you? So you make a certain amount, your capital grows, and then you withdraw it, don't you?
Yeah, each month.
Each month, is it? Oh, okay, I didn't know how often you do it. Because I've shown this on YouTube. I've shown your account on YouTube before, and the damn YouTube followers, we've got our trolls out there saying this person isn't real. Well, here she is, sat right across from me right now. So she is real. And so, okay, let's talk about how you're doing it. So yes, you're following what I do, but it's not just what I do, is it? We have an app, and I do a regular session on a Monday night. So if I'm on a Monday and I'm saying, okay, pound yen's looking like this and something else is looking like that, you'll just go off and trade all of them, won't you? If anything that I say, yeah, I like that, or I like that, you'll just pretty much trade all of them. So that's the difference. I won't necessarily trade all of those things. I'll be saying, oh, I'm just going to trade this one, but yeah, this one's okay. But you will. So how do you go about trading all of those?
Just by trading a small amount with each one. So, for example, I think I'm in about 10 different trades at the moment. And yeah, just take your advice, really, and follow all the ones that you've looked into. So, but
that's the point you're making. It's actually, you're not taking big leverage. It's just that you're taking small trades. You've got a £200,000 account, and I know that you'll only put 2 lots on, really, and then you split that down into half lot increments anyway. So you might only put 2 lots in total on a single trade. Yeah?
Yeah.
Right, okay. But it's just the fact that you have a number running. And the other thing for you is that you leave your positions to run, don't you?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I look at your big picture view and maybe leave them running, leave part of the trade running longer.
What's just happened with this Aussie dollar that you've been short on for months? How much have you...
I went short at the end of January.
End of January?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Added in each time it retraced.
Yeah.
Closed out all the add-ins just last week and kept the last little half a lot, I think, going. Okay. And that's currently up about 45 to 1. 45 to 1 risk to reward. Yeah. Oh yeah, and so your average risk to reward is funny enough, is about 3 to 1 though, isn't it? Yeah. Your average. So if you've got a 45 to 1 there, risk to reward, how come your average is 3 to 1? Why is that? Well, I'll still have about a lot more losers than winners. So.
Oh yeah. So what's your win rate?
37% at the moment.
Okay. Again, just goes to show you. 37% win rate, and yet it's this thing that you said this earlier on in the interview about this desire to be right, but you've overcome that, and you're comfortable now, aren't you, with that sort of win rate?
And it's a lot easier with a bigger account, I think, to keep trades running.
Yes, yeah. So you're getting these bigger risk reward ratio trades. You still have plenty of losers, which brings the but and I guess your risk to reward, is you still have your larger losses as well when they do happen.
Yeah.
But it's all managed from when I do periodically go and have a look at your account, then it seems to be managed all right.
Yeah, try not to lose more than 1%.
Okay,
maximum.
right, fine, okay, good. So what else do we need to cover off here? Your overall trading style. What is it you're trying to do?
Trying to just maybe get have an average of 5% a month, or up to 5% a month. That would be ample, really.
Yeah, as an average, but that doesn't happen every month, does
No.
it? Let's be honest. I mean, you said to me that you had a drawdown period. Was it late 2017 into early part of 2018?
Yeah, 3 to 4 months.
3 to 4 months where you just didn't make any money. You were underwater and then it came back out again.
Yeah.
So again, even within that time, you've still had a drawdown period.
Yeah.
Which is perfectly natural and something to expect. Okay, so how did you cope with that? I mean, that drawdown was it 9%? I think you said to me. About 9%. Right. Okay. So you were 9% down, and then it just came back for you. You just have to have that belief, and you're okay with that now.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So yes, 5% a month, but that's more of an average to get to like a yearly return of, let's say, 50% a year, rather than trying to make 5% every month. Yeah.
Yeah, just following the trades and see what happens. Don't try and concentrate on the money. Try and concentrate on the trades.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, actually, let's go through that. What advice would you give to any newer trader out there, having been through a roller coaster ride over the last, let's say, 5 or 6 years? What advice would you give to a newer trader out there? What few pieces of advice would you give?
I'd say expect it to take a lot longer than you think, and also get used to losing. Try and get comfortable with losing.
Yeah.
And find a good mentor, and don't give up.
I think that's the big one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Don't give up. I mean, for me to say to you, like I said, you should quit. Now, I just thought, I don't think this lady's ever going to make it. I need to tell her to stop. But you didn't. You carried on, and you did everything that we sort of asked of you. You went and had therapy and all these things to try and help you. And you got there in the end. So, very well done to you on that. And I think we're going to have a lot of people who are going to be very interested in this because of the amounts that we're talking about. But nothing changes. You're just taking a small salary out of this, aren't you? You're not going off spending it all. No. No. So you're still being, your normal self.
Yeah.
What are you trying to do at the moment then? You've retired, so you're potentially a full-time trader, but you're not full-time in front of the screens, are you?
No, I just want to carry on doing swing trading and just spend the time doing enjoyable things.
Yeah.
No, I don't have to work.
Okay, perfect. Well, Amanda, thank you ever so much. I know you didn't want to come on here, and I had to bully her to come on and do this interview. So thank you ever so much for coming on this interview today, and I'm sure it's going to be very useful to a lot of people.
Thanks very much, Charlie.
That's all from me, Charlie Burton. Trade safely out there.